Hi, I'm Wendy Stinson, and I teach kindergarten at Florida State University Schools in Tallahassee, Florida. At the beginning of the school year, when I assess my little kindergartners, it looks very different. And the thing that I think is so important is first for me to establish that trust and rapport with them. And I do that, and once I have that, and I feel like I've got their trust and I can see like I can keep their attention, I get my other little kindergartners involved in Play-Doh or something like that so that I can hear them. And I do that through the computer. I have a program that I love that I can assess, and each assessment is recorded so that I can show parents the growth from one week to another. And that is how I do that. At the beginning of the year, I assess sounds and letters and numbers, and if I have readers, then I will have my readers read to me, and then I will test their comprehension. That doesn't happen a lot, but if they can read, I want to make sure that they're comprehending what they're reading and not just reading what they see. So yes, I love this particular program that I use because you can test the kids on the same content and objective each time, and then each assessment will give you a report. So for instance, if I am doing letter identification, the first time I do it and the little one makes 10 out of 26. So then I can test again, and I can test it two different ways. I can test just the incorrect items, or I can test the whole test again. Depending on how I feel, like if they really did have those previous 10 letters, I will just test the incorrect items. I do have little ones that can know the letters for a day, and then 2 or 3 days later they might not, and so I can choose to do the entire test. What's neat about this is each session is recorded, and I can send a note to the parents, and they will see how they did on each session. So whether I tested the students 5 times or 10 times, all of the data is still there, and it will show them what letters they did correctly or incorrectly. And what is nice about that is for parents to be able to work on those targeted letters that are incorrect while hopefully still reviewing the correct letters. I'm specifically looking for letter identification, and then after letter identification, I start with sounds. And then after sounds, I see if my little kiddos can blend. And then I start with the phonemic awareness of identifying beginning and ending sounds, rhyming. Those are the things that I look for. A technique that I have to make sure that I can work individually with my students without interruptions in the classroom is for me to put on a headband that has little bug ears, and that tells my students if I'm wearing that, don't bug me. So it's a nice way and a fun way of being able to have that one-on-one time, but then also to make sure that I'm not interrupted unless it's for a good reason. So I just feel like at this age, I need to keep them one-on-one with my assessments so they're not intimidated. And then I can actually see them perform what I'm wanting, the skills I'm wanting to assess.